Go tell at 77 he's done that same fucking move 10 times. I don't care if I wreck the whole fucking field. I'm over him. He's a fucking douchebag. I'm gonna wreck his ass.
The roar of engines at Atlanta Motor Speedway isn't just the sound of high-octane power. It's the clash of wills, a battlefield where reputations are won and lost in the blink of an eye. But one man, Carson Hocevar, has entered this war with a reckless, insurgent spirit that's burning through the ranks of NASCAR's veterans. Hocevar, young, aggressive, and unapologetic, has sparked a firestorm of fury. And it's not just his driving style that's raising hell, it's the sheer chaos he brings to the track. Kyle Busch has had enough. Ryan Blaney isn't far behind. The veterans are tired, and their patience is wearing thin. They've been here before, seen the rookies come and go, but none like Hocevar. He isn't playing by the rules. He's burning them down. The question now isn't just who will win the race. It's who will survive Carson Hocevar's war on NASCAR's old guard. Lap 234. The battlefield at Atlanta Motor Speedway has reached a boiling point. Ryan Blaney, the tactician, the cool-headed veteran, is locked in a battle with the insurgent Carson Hocevar. What should have been a strategic maneuver for position becomes a reckless assault. Hocevar, with his aggressive, no-holds-barred approach, slams into Blaney's car, sending the veteran spinning into a violent, track-ripping whirl. The sound of metal on metal, the screech of tires, this is no race. It's a war zone. Blaney's frustration is immediate. The floodgates of rage open by the reckless attack. Over the radio, the words spill out like a veteran's battlefield scream. I told you, 77. Absolute weapon. He's just a moron. He just runs right in the back of you. He has zero idea of where to bump someone. For Blaney, this is more than just a spin. This is a direct attack on his reputation. Blaney has made his name by controlling the battlefield, always calculating, always a step ahead. But Hocevar is not playing the same game. He's a brute force, charging into the fight like a wrecking ball. And in doing so, he's crossed a line, the line between racing hard and racing recklessly. Blaney's anger is the kind that can only come from years of experience, years of fighting for respect and fighting clean. But Hocevar doesn't care about respect. Hocevar doesn't care about the rules. His only focus is one thing: domination. The spin wasn't just a result of an unfortunate race incident, it was a statement. Blaney is no longer just racing for position, he's racing for survival against a driver whose only strategy is chaos. As Blaney limped back onto the track, his race ruined, the rest of the field became acutely aware of what this rookie was capable of. Blaney is no stranger to aggressive racing, but Hocevar's reckless style is a new breed of threat. Blaney's frustration? It's only the beginning. This battle is far from over. The chaos at Atlanta Motor Speedway wasn't just a battle between Hocevar and Blaney, it was a full-scale war. And Kyle Busch, a two-time Cup Series champion and one of the most ruthless tacticians in NASCAR history, had seen enough. For Busch, racing is a fight where aggression is measured, calculated, a game of inches and milliseconds where every move is deliberate. But Carson Hocevar? He was an unhinged disruptor, tearing through the track like an uncontrollable wildfire. Busch saw it coming, he watched it unfold, waiting for the rookie to finally step too far over the line. And then it happened. For the 10th time, Hocevar executed one of his reckless, borderline suicidal dive bombs, forcing Busch to slam off the throttle to avoid carnage. This wasn't just aggressive driving. This was sheer, unfiltered disrespect. And Busch's patience snapped. The radio crackled, but this wasn't a strategy call. This was a war cry.
Go tell at 77 he's done that same fucking move 10 times. I don't care if I wreck the whole fucking field. I'm over him. He's a fucking douchebag. I'm gonna wreck his ass.
This wasn't frustration. This was a declaration of intent. Kyle Busch doesn't make empty threats. The field heard it. The garage heard it. And Hocevar? If he didn't already know the storm he had unleashed, he was about to find out. Busch didn't retaliate, not yet. The battle didn't demand it in that moment, but the war wasn't over. The veterans don't forget. Hocevar, standing firm in his arrogance, remained unfazed. When asked about the veteran's frustrations, he barely acknowledged the backlash, brushing it off as mere noise. "We're here to win races, not be a boy band." A bold response, but also a reckless one. There is a fine line between confidence and painting a target on your back. This wasn't just another post-race dispute. This was a signal. Hocevar had just made himself public enemy number one in the eyes of NASCAR's veterans. Kyle Busch is a man of his word. The next battlefield? It won't be pretty. The dust had barely settled at Atlanta Motor Speedway when the battlefield shifted from the asphalt to the pit lane. Carson Hocevar, fresh from a contentious second-place finish, found himself encircled by the very veterans he had antagonized on the track. First to engage was Ross Chastain, a driver known for his own aggressive style, yet even he found Hocevar's tactics over the line. Their exchange was terse, with Chastain's frustration evident, though he chose to keep the specifics close to the vest. When pressed about the conversation, Chastain curtly responded, "No sir," indicating his dissatisfaction with Hocevar's response. Hot on Chastain's heels was Ryan Blaney, whose race had been derailed by Hocevar's overzealous maneuvers. Blaney confronted the young driver, his demeanor a mix of seasoned composure and simmering frustration. He recounted the encounter. "I just said, 'Hey, you got to calm down.' I told him a couple moves he made earlier in the race that were really sketchy, obviously me getting spun." Blaney's counsel was clear. Talent is undeniable, but without control, it's a hazard. Hocevar, however, remained unrepentant. In a post-race interview, he dismissed the notion of camaraderie overshadowing competition. "We're here to win races, not be a boy band and love each other and play on the playground together." This cavalier attitude did little to mend fences. The paddock buzzed with a palpable tension. Respect in NASCAR is hard-earned and easily lost. Veteran drivers viewed Hocevar's approach as a reckless endangerment, a deviation from the unspoken code that governs on-track conduct. As teams packed up and the haulers prepared for the next venue, one thing was certain: the reverberations of Atlanta would echo into the coming races. Hocevar's aggressive ascent had not only ruffled feathers, but had set the stage for a season fraught with rivalries and retribution. In the high-speed chess game of NASCAR, every move has consequences, and the young driver was now squarely in the crosshairs of the sport's established warriors. The aftermath of Atlanta wasn't just about points or podiums. It was a stark reminder that in NASCAR, respect and reputation are as crucial as the machinery beneath the drivers. Hocevar's next moves would be scrutinized, his margins for error razor-thin. The message from the veterans was unmistakable: adapt or prepare for battle. The engines have gone silent. The battlefield at Atlanta Motor Speedway is empty, but the war rages on. Carson Hocevar didn't just finish second, he declared war on NASCAR's veteran establishment. Blaney was left spinning. Busch was left seething. The garage divided. The old guard sees recklessness, but the young gun sees opportunity. Respect? Hocevar doesn't want it. He wants victories, and he's willing to drive through anyone to get them. But in a sport where grudges aren't forgotten, one question lingers: how long can Hocevar survive before the veterans strike back? The message from Busch was clear: retaliation is coming. The warning from Blaney? Learn or be erased. The next time Hocevar makes an enemy, it might not be just words, it might be the end of his race. So, what do you think? Is Carson Hocevar the future of racing, or is he just another reckless driver destined to be taught a painful lesson? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe and stay tuned, because this war is far from over.